Good morning, everybody. Play some WoW. Relax a little bit. Over here.
What's on your mind? Be good. Here there. Off with you. Great to meet you. Watch your back. Great to meet you. Off with you.
All right, let's watch some videos while we wait.
An ethical education program, and yours, Subhajan, how the communication with
Just imagine the perfect small business that you could start. What would that look like? This video will cascade. It is going to start with what you know, but by the time we're done, we'll have went far, straight into the future character arcs of the game, the deeper aspects of the lore, and yes, future expansion themes. So get ready for the Army of the Black Moon, the upcoming Alliance Divide, Elune, and far more. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Warcraft video. Battle for Azeroth will not last forever, and once it's over, the landscape of Warcraft will be different. The Horde will be reformed with a new war chief, the Alliance will experience a divide, and that's all while the cosmic elements of the Warcraft universe are becoming more and more important, with patch 8.1 of course dropping major hints about Elune, hints that do compound on all that Blizzard have been foreshadowing over the last few years. Then, with Tyrande being conspicuously absent in patch 8.2, the stage is set for her to be a major future character who will drive the lore. To do this, she's going to need to be productive, and she's going to need great branding because she's probably going to be going against her king. Luckily for her, she can get 2 free months of Skillshare using my link down in the description below. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 26,000 courses for only $10 a month on their premium subscription, which is great, but you can do even better by using my link. The first 500 people who follow it will get 2 months for free. Tyrande needs her brand to be on point, and that's why her and you should check out Design Like Draplin. Aaron Draplin is one of my favorite people at Skillshare. His new Skillshare Original course gives you a fantastic look at how he works, covering tips for before, during, and after the design process. It's over 2 hours, it's all broken up into easy to digest chapters. It's just brilliant. As for Tyrande's other issues, well, I think some attentiveness and productivity training from Kevin Siskar would do her just fine. So, there's so much there, the price is super low, my code gets you 2 free months, they massively help out this channel, so thank you to them for supporting the team, and with that, let's get into the video. First, game director Ian Hazzikostas said that the Alliance will experience internal fractures in the future. He did literally say that, and given all that has happened in-game, and the state of the lore, plus their decisions with patch 8.2, I really do think things are fairly clear. Based on the latest Saurfang cinematic and the content of patch 8.2, we can be pretty darn reasonable that the Horde will return to its core values, almost certainly with Bane Bloodhoof being set up as the next war chief. As for the future of the Alliance, that is a lot less clear, other than us knowing that a divide will form from Ian. Now, Tyrande, I believe, will be a central figure in this divide. In a recent interview, Blizzard said that Tyrande is not in patch 8.2 because they want to focus on Sylvanas and Azshara. That's a fairly strange move, considering Tyrande and Azshara's storied history with each other. In the same interview, they said that Tyrande had her vengeance, and that's something that is just clearly not the case when you look at the state of her character in the game right now, and how the entire Night Warrior arc and the implications of that transformation are unresolved. Oftentimes, you see, Blizzard will omit a character from a patch because they know they only have so much screen time, and they have maybe got big plans for that character in the future. Now, given how it makes sense for Tyrande to be included in 8.2, I mean, it makes so much sense for her to be there, yet she isn't. It seems like that's the reason why she's not there, that she will be an important character in the future that Blizzard will use. Now, to know the future, we first have to look at the past. In patch 8.1, Tyrande decides it's time to strike against the Horde in Darkshore. Anduin, her king, strongly disagrees, but she goes against his orders. Anduin doesn't punish her. Even worse, Genn Greymane goes against Anduin's wishes. Now, soap opera stuff aside, this is 2 leaders of, I guess, vassal states disobeying their king. Blizzard could not have been more clear in showing us that they disobeyed their king. What they essentially showed was Anduin having soft, weak leadership, and that's just something that Varian would not have allowed for. What happened in Pandaria when Tyrande was going to act in an aggressive and ill-advised manner? Varian reined her in. When presented with a similar situation, Anduin was not able to do that, and even let Genn get away scot-free. Now here's the thing, Tyrande and Genn have strong similarities. They are both fueled by rage that's somewhat tied to Elune, and they have some similar aspects to their characters. So let's talk about that. In patch 8.1, Tyrande undergoes the Night Warrior ritual. This ritual turns her into the Night Warrior, which is basically an avatar of Elune's wrath, with it seemingly being the case that while Elune typically is a more tranquil character, that tranquility is backed up by the capacity for immense destructive force. Canonically, nobody has survived that ritual since the founding of the ancient Night Elf Empire, which is rumored to have been carved out in part through the use of the Night Warrior ritual. Now, what Tyrande has done is therefore extremely rare because of us knowing that, seemingly giving her access to the power of a near godlike being, at least being a hell of a lot more powerful destructively than she used to be, but it's not a neutral power. It's a power that's rooted in rage and in wrath and hate. Those things have to be aspects of Elune for that ritual to make sense. And this actually brings me on to the Worgen and their link with the Night Elves and of course with Elune. So in Cataclysm we learned that the original Worgen were created accidentally through Night Elf druidic experimentation. Now to tell that story succinctly, druids that channeled the power of the wolf Goldorin, they couldn't control their wolf form. So in an attempt to bring balance to that form, they created the Scythe of Elune by using the Staff of Elune and one of Goldorin's fangs. This whole thing went terribly though, as all flirtations in power tend to do in the Warcraft universe, resulting in them being basically locked in as feral Worgen. It backfired because Goldorin rejected Elune, which is what led to the Druids' plan failing and of course their fate. And that's the origination of the Worgen curse. Now for the character background here, Elune has basically always looked down on Goldorin for his inability to tame his rage, and actually Goldorin looked up to Varian Wrynn for his ability to sort of tame his bloodlust, so it's an interesting thing there. But anyway, the Lost Druids were sealed in the Emerald Dream and were later summoned to Gilneas on Genn Greymane's command to aid them against the Scourge, and of course we all know how that went. The feral...
I'm in Amsterdam, which is without a doubt the cannabis capital of the world, and that's because of the enormous...
Worgen were able to keep their sanity temporarily through an alchemical cure, but they were only able to truly return to balance through a Night Elven ritual, the one that the Gilnean Worgen went through near Duskhaven. So the Night Elves were able to restore the sanity to the Worgen, and then they offered them shelter in Darnassus while Gilneas was in ruins, which is of course why Genn and co care about Darnassus so much. So as characters, both Tyrande and Genn have similar motivations when it comes to the fate of Darnassus, but also with the sort of themes of having a strong inner rage that forms a part of their being. And in both cases, there's somewhat of an Elune link. In Genn's case, yes, it's Goldorin's rejection of Elune and the Staff of Elune being involved with the creation of the Scythe of Elune, but in Tyrande's case, it's, Elune's acceptance of her potential for rage as evidenced by the existence of the Night Warrior persona. So they're both well-aligned characters, politically and thematically, but there's more to it than that. And this is where we jump off in two different directions for this video. The first one will be a lot more direct to the current story and the faction split. The second one, though, will be a bit more about the Elune stuff and is somewhat more wacky. Factions first, though. By the end of BFA, the Horde will almost certainly reform in a manner that is in keeping with its founding values. Thrall will likely not lead the Horde, as evidenced by what he said in the cinematic, and Saurfang just doesn't seem to be the type who would want leadership. Bane Bloodhoof, however, seems like a pretty likely candidate based on how much Blizzard have been building him up in-game recently, and also the drama that they can mine from him. So what do I mean by that? Well, Bane and Anduin are personal friends. So having the leader of the Alliance and the leader of the Horde be personal friends, that is something that is somewhat a little bit new, and a large potential source of character conflict. Now, here's the thing. Tyrande is still going to want vengeance on the Horde for Teldrassil. She'll be in her Night War.
It's time to play the music.
It's time
Funk.
Rock's doing whatever she's doing. And then you have the cat that falls in the pool.
Screaming. Okay, I'll see you in a few. What time are you going? What time are you going? Okay.
Let me know if you're gonna go or not. So is that a yes or a no? If not, I gotta bring you something.
We'll see.
Inga, what are you doing? Inga, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Ah!
Okay. Me too. Bye.
You're not supposed to.
Right there. You're
Whoa!
With Portal, I can see who's at my doorbell. Alexa, show me the front door.
Okay.
Ugh. I call it.
No, yuck.
Hi, here.
Say Merry Christmas, Kobe.
Stop, 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 stop.
You are crazy.
Not a good idea, honey. Not. Oh. Get that down.
Playing with her own feet. She's going.
Cologne stays number 1 there. You see culminating in 2 faults in area stays third. Top 5.
We made Fritter a sweater. Come here, Fruity. Okay, let her go. What's wrong?
Missed.
Simba, what the f-
Your life was in danger, and it was all because of me. You had a skill, and I took advantage of it. But we were partners, and then you told those girls I was a loser. You know, I'm sorry. You put me on the spot, and I was just trying.
My poor baby.
What you doing? Oh, Chunky.
I find that picture. No, he's gotten smarter. Hey!
You wanna go swimming?
You wanna go swimming? You got your floaties on.
Best sleep of your life.
Guaranteed.
This is literally the best mattress. Not too firm, not too soft.
This is my favorite place in the whole house.
I get to keep it for a This is your brain when you enjoy a sweet night's sleep on a Nectar mattress.
God damn it! Ow! Ow! Okay, we're done.
Hey, Tam.
Like, what?
What's up, buddy?
Go ahead. Whee. Yeah.
Somebody's hungry.
Look at the other guy. Watch the other guy over the brow. Ready? Go ahead.
Ему кажется, что он достает.
No liquor. Ah, what a piggy.
Hey man, can you hurry up in here? I still got a shower.
Okay, a sock. Oh god.
This guy's itching himself over here. Scratching himself.
Oh.
Oh!
Jordan, he's gonna grab it from you. Jordan, Jordan. Look. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, Jordan.
I didn't give it to me.
He's a good boy. You happy?
Wow. Oh shit.
Bahane kaçtı.
వాడు వచ్చేసింది కెమెరా అన్న
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Tino.
Rufus.
Hi, Rufus. What you doing?
Oh, yay!
Round and 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 round. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
Goes too.
She's just pissed. Now they're just fighting.
Come on! Keep going! Go! Do it again! One more. Ah, you got it this time. It's alright, man. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. Ah, sorry. I'm embarrassing.
Oh, trop bien.
Ça va être compliqué payé par bébé, mon chat.
You were raised
C'est malade, son cheval est tellement
Oh my goodness.
That is unbound.
Oh my god, that's the chin. That's Rob.
Peace, friend. Ancestors watch.
Be right back. Yep. What? Alright.
Alright, so we gotta carry